Team Weather with Bob Reeves tonight on KFES 12.
On Courthouse. I love you with all my heart. Will you marry me?
Yes.
You must be the husband. I'm Gabe.
Sean.
Can we go somewhere? I need to do something.
Judge, I'm sure we both agree Mr. Moore is a good lawyer. He's one of the future stars of my office. I would hate to see his career derailed by one mistake.
It's not valid. No attorney was present.
I'm sorry.
I trusted you, Lenore, and you stabbed me in the back. I'm just afraid that once you're in business with these people, it's for life.
I can handle them. Trust me.
I guess there's nothing else we can do except hold their hands.
It's not right. A young man like this shot down in cold blood.
You shot at this. I swear all I did was fire back.
Wasn't my gun. Cops planted it on me.
I just wanted to take the cash. I didn't mean to shoot the guy.
These people are animals. Probably gonna get away with it, too.
We saved the best for last, and it was worth waiting for. The 1995 Mitsubishi Galant, with features that are the envy of every car in its class. Right now, we're offering the best deals of the year on all Galant models. There's never been a better time to find the Galant that's...
You have to have faith. Your husband's a young man. He'll pull through.
He's not my husband. Not yet, anyway.
Well, he will be. He has something very special to live for.
That's very sweet. I'm Veronica Gilbert.
Kate Downey.
Is this your husband you're visiting?
For 49 wonderful years. I was hoping we could celebrate our 50th.
Has he been ill for long?
He has Alzheimer's. The last few months have been... 2 nights ago, he had a heart attack. The thought of losing him hurts less than seeing him like this. He was a very dignified man.
In 49 years. Must be wonderful knowing someone that long.
I know one thing. He wouldn't want to live like this.
Dr. Underman's here.
The nurse said that his blood pressure and pulse are good.
Yeah, vital signs are fine. His lung is recovering nicely, and we hope to get him off the respirator soon. I'm just a little concerned that he hasn't regained consciousness yet. So we're gonna do a CAT scan to rule out any head injury.
You think there might be some injury to his brain?
Yeah, but we're not sure. Look, I will beep you as soon as the CAT scan's done. Okay?
As most of you are aware, Judge Jackson is sitting on this courthouse's first 3 strikes case.
It's politics. That's all it is. It's some Washington lawyer deciding on a catchy phrase to get more votes.
In any event, the governor has issued a memo to all courthouses in the state, and I've been instructed to read it to you. The legislature has seen fit to enact a law stating that any defendant found guilty of his third felony shall be sent to state prison for a life term.
Why are we having this meeting? The law is clear.
There's a great deal that's interpretive. Stickens says the law is an ass.
I don't know. To sentence someone to prison for life, we should make those judgments. What if the guy did something minor?
Exactly. My case, Mr. Ludlow, I mean, this man has been a model citizen for the last 17 years, and the fact that he joyrides a couple times when he's a teenager is going to put him in prison for the rest of his life? I mean, it's unthinkable.
Guys, even though we may disagree with this philosophically, I am required to tell you that we must support it. Thank you.
Come on, Justine. This guy has a felony charge for carrying a gun in his truck for protection.
I wish there was something I could say.
Can't we think of something?
I had a law professor tell me once that you can't think and practice law at the same time. Maybe you should follow that advice.
I thought the head prosecutor had bigger things to do than go after a gun possession charge.
So did I.
Remind me, I got a couple of other career makers you could prosecute. Jaywalking, highway littering.
Don't joke. If there are 3 strikes cases, Conklin probably shoved them down my throat, too. See ya. Edison. Conklin is policing this 3 strikes thing on behalf of his Washington cronies, so I will be in his courtroom if you have any questions about the Ramsey trial.
You still don't want me to take less than second degree?
Well, he killed a man and his pregnant girlfriend. That's 3 dead people. By my count, seems pretty straightforward.
Detective Ford's my star witness.
He's good on the stand.
I don't really know the guy, but I got 10 black jurors and a black defendant who Ford supposedly beat the crap out of, cut them, then kicked out some teeth.
Well, why don't you come back with, was that before or after your client stabbed a pregnant woman 47 times?
Is Ford a racist?
It wouldn't surprise me, but it's nothing the defense will ever pick up.
Suzanne heard that Ford planted beer bottles from Ramsey's trash at the scene.
Heard from who? I don't remember reading that statement.
She didn't take one. It was just some guy on the street.
And you're worried about that?
I know.
Do you need the beer bottles to place Ramsey at the scene?
No. Ford caught him with a bloody knife.
Okay, then. Even if Ford is a racist, I don't think it changes the facts of the case. If you feel differently, come see me.
I'll handle it.
We had to adjourn the case because I didn't have the points and authorities. I left my note somewhere. Could you check the Anderson file? Maybe I left it in the wrong file. Am I late for something?
No, but we need the warrant. The Anderson search warrant. We got the house under surveillance. Guy's gonna be gone for about an hour, and we're ready to move.
I never filed the application.
What?
I typed it yesterday. I'll run it over to Lowenstein's court right now.
Never mind. The clerk will be back by then. Guys, give me a minute, will you? I'll call you. We'll set this thing up again.
All right, kid.
You all right? Is everything okay when you got home?
Yeah, Shauner's asleep.
Good.
No, I have to talk to him. I have to get things straightened out.
Then you go talk to him. We'll do the warrant later. It'll be okay.
I'm sorry.
Hey, there's nothing to be sorry for. You need me. You know my number.
We find the defendant guilty.
I'm sorry.
The defendant is hereby remanded into the custody of the Sheriff's Department. Sentencing will be in 1 week. Court is adjourned.
Look, we figured this would happen. I'll see you down in the holding cell later so we can get started on the sentencing memo.
Gilbert.
Yes.
All right. Excuse me, I've got to make a phone call.
Surgery? When? Yes, of course you have my consent. I'm on my way.
What can we do now?
Well, there's not a lot other than collecting character references for the parole board.
Don't we appeal?
No.
I mean, my husband...
There's no basis. I'll call you later.
Wait a minute, Miss Gilbert. My husband is a good man. He didn't mean to shoot that guy.
Your husband went into a liquor store with a gun. He asked for the money, and when the store owner didn't give it to him, he shot him.
You're his attorney. You're supposed to be on his...
Supposed to what? I don't make up the facts as I go along. I don't have any control over what happened. Your husband has to take responsibility for his actions.
You were supposed to be his attorney. You were supposed to defend him.
Did Ramsey have blood on his clothes?
Yeah, he had blood on the inside of his jacket where he was hiding the knife.
So when I ask you to describe his clothes, make sure you include that in your response. You need to see these pictures to refresh your memory about what he was wearing?
Nah, I got it. Typical yo gear.
What do you mean?
You know, some dirtbag shirt, baggy pants, $200 basketball shoes.
Did you say yo gear?
Yeah. Yeah, as in yo homeboy. Did I say something you didn't understand?
Now, you said something I don't like.
What's your problem?
I don't appreciate your attitude.
You're the one with the attitude.
Detective Ford, I've talked to you all of 3 times on the phone. We've never met before. And 2 minutes into this conversation, I'm ready to tell you to kiss my ass. So how do you think the jury's gonna feel about you?
I don't give a damn how the jury feels. I don't give a damn how you feel. I brought you the facts. Isn't that what we're here to discuss?
If you get up there on that stand and come across the way you do in this room, it could hurt your testimony.
Well, this might come as a surprise to you, pal, but not everybody in the world is waiting to cater to the poor, misguided inner-city youth who raped and murdered a pregnant woman. This case is a slam dunk. You're a college boy. I brought you the facts. Don't tell me you're not smart enough to recognize them.
You looking to make an enemy?
I'm not looking to do a damn thing with you. Let me spell this out. You're never gonna marry my sister. But you are gonna win this case. I'll see you in court.
Oh, my God.
That's the patient from bed 2. Your fiancé's down in surgery already.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Oh, Dr. Underman is on his way up to meet you.
That was the poor woman's husband? Is Mrs. Downey all right?
Well, let's just say she's not as sad about this as you are.
Miss Gilbert.
Dr. Underman.
The bleeding they found on the scan was probably a slow accumulation that started when his head hit the floor after he was shot. But we found no foreign matter, which means it's a very straightforward brain surgery.
Well, how long does this surgery take?
It's about a 2-hour procedure.
And then?
Then we'll see how he's doing. Look, there's no reason for you to stay here. I can call you as soon as he's back up from surgery.
Okay. Doctor, do you mind if I ask what happened to Mrs. Downey's husband?
She unhooked his IV. He died a few minutes later. Police came and arrested her. I will call you as soon as I hear anything about John.
Mr. Ludlow, what made them switch you to the graveyard shift?
The company was cutting back, but I've been with them for 15 years. I guess they were just making room for me.
And Mr. Ludlow, why did you buy the gun?
The neighborhood I delivered to isn't too good to begin with, but between midnight and 6 a.m., it's scary. So my wife was worried. She said one night I might not come back. We got 2 kids, and I just needed to protect myself.
Have you ever used the gun?
No, I never used a gun in my life.
Thank you.
Your witness, Mr. Rawson. Mr. Ludlow, do you have a license for that gun?
No, I bought it on the street.
So in order to avoid the registration and the waiting period, you illegally purchased a weapon?
Well, yeah, but...
You are admitting to this court and this jury that you carried a concealed illegal weapon in your vehicle?
Yeah, but I just...
Thank you, Mr. Ludlow. I have all that I need.
Your Honor, one last question on redirect.
Proceed.
Mr. Ludlow, why was it exactly that you didn't try to obtain a license for this weapon?
You know I can't qualify.
What prevents you from qualifying?
Objection. A Approach. Your Honor, it is clear that Miss Marino's sole intent is to get in the defendant's criminal record. That is illegal in a three-strikes case.
You asked about the gun license. You open the door, counsel. I can go through.
Counsel is trying to inform the jury that the defendant has had 2 previous strikes. If you allow this testimony, you will undermine the jury's willingness to convict. You have to sustain my objection.
Judge, this jury needs to know that a conviction for gun possession will send this man to prison for life.
And that's exactly what I can't tell them. I don't have a choice.
I think you do.
I think you better step back. Objection sustained.
What's this?
Something from Ford's file. The psych department.
How did you get it?
Quick, get the radio. Hey, quick! Over here, man. Over here. Hey, look at this. When I'm on patrol in guerrilla territory, what works well for me, banana-flavored bullet.
I don't need to see this. I already know Ford's a racist.
Ford's not just a racist. He jokes about shooting black people. I can't believe you're gonna put him on the stand and not expose him for the monster that he is.
Keep your voice down.
This tape is privileged, but I bet I can go back and find the guy that said Ford planted those beer bottles.
I'm not using the beer bottles.
We can bust him.
Come on, Suzanne, we've been over this.
That was before I saw the tape.
Baby, is there any doubt in your mind that Ramsey killed those people?
One murderer is not as dangerous as a corrupt squad of police.
This isn't the place for that. Come on, I'm trying to stay focused here.
And what I'm focused on is that. Those are the racist bastards that make people think I'm a sellout for being a cop. That put a noose in my locker at the academy.
Suzanne, look, I need you to put that aside right now, okay? I need you to be strong.
And I need you to watch the rest of that tape. Tell me if you can still put your boy on the stand after that.
As hard as this must be for you to accept, your husband was found guilty.
That's because the public defender was so angry about her boyfriend getting shot. She didn't even try. I mean, she was convinced he was guilty all the way.
With all due respect, that doesn't sound like Miss Gilbert to me. She's one of the best public defenders in the courthouse.
She said that he deserved to go to prison.
When did she say that?
Right when we were walking out of court. My husband deserves a new trial with a new attorney.
I will talk to Miss Gilbert. And I can assure you that if I feel that Miss Gilbert did not do everything that she could do to properly represent your husband, I will consider a motion for a new trial.
Thank you. My husband is a good man. He got involved in a bad situation.
Your dad called, want to talk about Christmas. You know, I was thinking maybe this year we shouldn't go to Aspen with him. Maybe we should go someplace warmer.
Sean, we have to talk.
Okay.
Look, I don't know when it happened or how it happened. Maybe it happened when I took this job, but things have changed. I've changed. And I don't want to be married anymore.
I don't believe this.
Please understand, I never thought, I never meant to hurt you.
What, you seen somebody else?
That's not what this is about.
It's a cop, isn't it?
It just happened.
You get this job and start running around all excited with this guy, this cop who carries a gun, and then all you see in me is a suit and tie, right? And this is Thanksgiving with the in-laws. This really boring life.
Not true.
Then you leave me, you get out of our bed in the middle of the night, and you go see him. You know what's really going on here? Some, I don't know, some final act of rebellion so you can get away from your father.
Sean?
Yeah, who the hell are you?
Look,
No. Fine, just stay away from me. love me anymore?
I care about you. But I don't know anything anymore. I don't even know what I want. I just know I can't be who you need me to be.
I don't want to lose you. Maybe we just need some space. We could separate for a while.
That wouldn't be fair to you, Sean.
I love you, Lenny. I love you so much. I'd forgive you. I mean, I don't care what happened. We can work through this.
No. We won't. I'm sorry.
When you first came here, I came to pick you up, and I waited. And you looked so scared. He won't love you the way I do.
Probably not.
Steak sandwich. I have a vague recollection what those taste like. High cholesterol, the bad kind. High blood pressure. Actually, it's better now. It's 180 over 80 last year. I cut out salt. Steak without salt. Sit down. Be careful, Judge. All catches up to you when you hit 40. Well, I'm glad to know that you're watching out for me. In more ways than one. Are we off the record? If we need to be. Couldn't help but notice where your sympathies lie in this case.
I ruled in your favor this morning, counsel.
I'm not complaining. Look, philosophically, we probably fall on the same side of this issue, but the law is very clear. If you even hint to the jury that this would be the defendant's third strike and they acquit, Conklin will bury you.
And take you down in the process?
It isn't worth it.
Well, I'll take that under advisement.
You're welcome. There are no winners here, Judge. Only losers.
Hey, how's Jonathan?
He's in surgery. The doctor's hoping for a full recovery.
Good. Look, I know that you are under a lot of pressure right now, but I just need to clear something up. Mrs. Ferguson came to see me.
Why?
Well, she said that you made this remark about her husband deserving to go to prison. I know that that is baseless. Her husband is going to jail. What else can she say? But I just need to ask you for the record.
I did. I blew up at her when I was on the phone with the doctor.
Well, what exactly did you say?
I don't know. I can't remember exactly.
You could be sanctioned. I might have to declare this a mistrial.
Do what you have to.
Is that it? Is that all you want to say?
Judge, I'm not going to stand here and defend myself. I can't take back what I said. Now, I have to get back down to intake. Is there anything else?
No. Nothing else.
All right, who's next?
Let's see, move, Veronica. If I ever get in trouble, I want you at my table. Congratulations.
On what?
Getting Ferguson a new trial. We normally don't get handed new trials on fresh convictions. Of course, most PDs aren't willing to bluff the head judge with sanctions. Way to go.
Cynthia, I don't understand.
Judge Hart said that you told your client's wife that he deserved to go to jail.
I did.
But you didn't mean it. Because if you did, then what are you doing here?
Good question.
Veronica, I was kidding.
I'm not.
Look, if you need some personal time, take the rest of the afternoon.
I want the rest of my life.
Hey, I was just leaving you a note. Can we talk?
We have nothing to say to each other now.
I have something to say to you. Veronica, I'm very sorry about what happened between us. You were a friend. I shouldn't have taken advantage of that. I'd like us to be friends again. And if there's anything I can do to help out with Jonathan...
No, but thanks for asking.
I'd really like to make it up to you.
Forget it, Lenore.
I just wanted to win the case. I didn't mean for you to take it personally.
I don't take it personally. I did at the time, but I really don't blame you now. You know, it's a miracle that anybody treats anyone else with even a little bit of humanity around here. This place just eats people up.
I know. It cost me my husband. Sean and I split up.
I'm sorry.
I didn't come here to talk about me.
Look, I really have to get to the hospital.
I understand. Maybe we could talk later. It would mean a lot to me to have a friend here.
Maybe you should find a new friend. I'm not going to be here anymore.
Veronica.
I guess I don't have to ask how the trial's going.
Was this in your job description?
Depends on how you read the manual. Being a presiding judge falls somewhere between phoning it in and donating an organ. Testimony over?
Well, they're in final argument now. But there really is no final argument because this guy's going downstate for the rest of his life, and I'm not going to sleep for the next 15 years.
Sometimes a good night's sleep is more important than what some politician tells you to do.
I can't believe you're suggesting.
I'm not suggesting anything. In fact, I'm advising against it. Conklin is not going to let this thing slide.
You know, it's times like this I just like to go back to Montana.
There are a lot of backstabbing politicos here. But there are also a lot of dedicated people. I mean, the main reason I became presiding judge was to help set policies rewarding that dedication.
I think people know that.
Judge, sorry to interrupt. Can I speak to you a minute?
I'll be there in a second. For what it's worth, every time I've gone with my conscience, I paid a price, but I've come out ahead.
Got a moment, Mr. Moore? I got word you had an acrimonious meeting with Detective Ford. You might be uncomfortable about calling him as a witness.
Well, I need him on the stand to win the case.
If it makes any difference. When I was a prosecutor, we dealt with all kinds of witnesses. Many's the time we had to put a convicted criminal on the stand. So, however Ford may trouble you personally, I hope your excellent record of public service will allow you to see the higher good to be done for the community.
That's exactly what I'm trying to stay focused on, sir.
Good. Remember, we may never know what Ford is capable of, but anyone who would stab a pregnant woman 40-odd times leaves little doubt as to his own nature.
Good shot.
This takes practice is all. You want to try it?
Sure.
You want to, take this with two hands and... You got a steady hand.
Thought that was the idea.
Usually, but sometimes it's a bit shaky after someone just broke up with their husband. You want to tell me about it?
Not much to tell.
So what happens now? We pass each other in the hallway, smile, and say good morning?
Yeah, for now.
Are you serious?
Gabe,
Wait a second. What was this, some little walk on the wild side for you? Give you an excuse to bail out on your marriage? You used me.
Look, I don't know who did what to who. All I know is that I don't want to make any promises. I'm very confused.
No joke.
I just left my husband. And the last thing that I need from you is another lecture on how well I don't know myself. You think I'm so messed up. Why are we even having this conversation?
You're right. I must be crazy.
Thank you. It's going to take a few minutes to transfer him from the recovery room, so I'll let you know when you can go in. Hey, how's Jonathan? He made it through the surgery. I know you have to sanction me now.
Oh, no, that's not why I'm here. That will go the way it has to go administratively. But something else has upset me. Lenore says you're thinking of quitting.
I can't look at Jonathan and represent those people anymore.
I understand. When somebody you love is lying in the hospital with a bullet wound, it's too much to ask of yourself.
Judge, I did want that guy to go to jail.
You fight hard for every one of your clients.
I don't want to fight for them anymore. Now, I've given this a lot of thought.
Veronica, I am not here to tell you that your job will ever be easy, that you won't have to face what is ugly in mankind every day and search for inspiration. But I am here to tell you not to give up. When you have just given your best representation and won, then if you still feel the same, maybe it is time to quit. But not now.
Excuse me, you can go in now. Justine, thank you.
They said he did very well. He's going to be just fine.
Hi, baby. I'm here. There's a lot of really crazy stuff going on down at the courthouse. I miss you. I love you. Oh.
Good shot, Greg. Please, thank you very much.
Learn how to shoot like that, you'd qualify for one of these. What's the matter? You never seen a nigger hunting license before?
That is your house.
Counsel, call your next witness.
The prosecution calls Detective Ford to the stand.
Detective Ford, remind you, you're still under oath.
Detective Ford, will you state your name and occupation for the record?
Yeah, I'm Detective Craig Ford, and I'm the lead investigator on the Ramsey murder.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now it's my duty to instruct you in the matters of law regarding this case before your deliberation. You must follow these instructions in reaching a verdict. The defendant has been charged with illegal possession of a firearm. If you find that the defendant was in possession of a firearm, then you must find the defendant guilty. You may also, in determining your verdict, take into account the fact that the defendant has had 2 previous felony convictions. Be seated, Mr. Rawson.
For the record, Your Honor, I must state my strongest objection.
So noted. Now sit down. Although these 2 prior felonies for grand theft auto were committed some 20 years ago, the law now states that any defendant convicted of a 3rd felony shall be sent to prison for life. Now, this so-called 3rd strike law prevents any judge or jury from looking at each individual case on the basis of who the defendant is. I won't forfeit that responsibility. Therefore, I instruct you that even if you find the defendant possessed a gun, it is within your power to choose to return a not guilty verdict.
Miss your chance to win one of these great prizes from KFVS 12.
How does the jury find?
We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
I want him off the bench today. He broke the law, and he knew exactly what he was doing.
Do you? Do you know what he was doing?
What the hell are you talking about?
What is being a judge about, Sterling? We're not supposed to hide behind the bench and look officious. We're not glorified clerks.
A judge is supposed to uphold the law.
Judges are supposed to interpret the law based on individual circumstances. When the government decides that it doesn't matter who the person is, then we become expendable.
Justine, you and I will never see eye to eye on this. I see 2 criminals here. The one who's walking, which undermines our citizens' desperate pleas for law and order, and the one on the bench, who spit in their faces. I am trying to protect this courthouse.
So am I. This is the prosecutor that's come out in you.
I have all the evidence I need to get Jackson up before the Ethics Committee, and then boom, he's back to Montana.
You smell a win here and have to have some blood. Well, so you shall. Morgan, get me the Chief Justice on the phone.
Well, Justine, if it's any consolation, this may be the first decision you've made that shows you have the makings of a presiding judge.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, Sterling, I don't give a damn what you think. I never have, and I never will.
You want to see me, Judge?
Mr. Moore. It's rare we have such a good day in this courthouse. I wanted to shake your hand on a job well done.
Yeah, I'll shake hands with you, Judge. But not for the reason you think.
Young man, justice is not always as black and white as the written law.
I think I learned that today. While bending over backwards trying to keep Ford's racism away from the jury.
You were very skillful. I'd be proud.
Yeah, normally I take great pride when I put a killer behind bars. But there was something even more evil in that courtroom that we had to pretend we didn't see.
Black, white, or green, that defendant savagely took 3 lives. Make no mistake.
Yeah, well, you tell me if I did, Judge. If that defendant had gotten off because Ford's a bad cop, my community would have gotten the blame. And I decided I can't afford to make black folks even more of a target than cops like Ford have already made them.
As far as I'm concerned, you did your job. No more, no less.
Our job is to seek the truth. And the fact that the only truth you see is whether that man went to jail is the reason racism thrives in our country. If I can make you see that truth, then we both could be proud.
Here.
What is it?
It's my resignation. I wanted you to have it before Conklin's people gang up on you.
Keep it. It's been taken care of.
What do you mean it's been taken care of?
The matter has been resolved. You're staying. I mean, that is what you want, isn't it?
Why, hell yeah, that's what I want. I didn't come all the way here for nothing.
Good.
Wait a minute. Why are you packing?
I'm leaving.
You're resigning?
I told them that you were following my policy. And you were following the philosophy of this courthouse as I've set it up. You did a courageous thing today.
Let's just stop right there. Now, if you think I'm going to let you take the fall for me, that is dead wrong.
It's absolutely right. It was my job, and it's done. You did the right thing. Instead of going to prison, that man is going home to his wife and his kids.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to pay the price for that.
I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna spend more time with my daughter. I'm okay with it. I want you to be okay with it.
I don't know what to say.
Say that you'll carry on. Say that if you're ever in the position that I was today, you do the same thing.
You know I will.
Then I made the right decision.
So what do you want to talk to me about?
You know, I was standing here today, and I presented my evidence to the jury. And I did a good job, too. Because it only took them 45 minutes to arrive at a conviction. But it's what I didn't tell them that's troubling me.
Got an emotional problem? Go see psych services.
What I didn't tell them is what a racist piece of crap you are. You probably would have done anything to convict a black man. But see, I'm gonna be watching you. I know your game. And the next time you make a move, I will be there.
So what, am I supposed to hang here and listen while you talk to yourself some more?
No. I just want to hear you call me boy again.
Are you looking for a fight?
I would be if I saw a man here who could give me one. Because all I see is a punk-ass excuse for a cop. A man who needs a badge and a gun to hide behind. Who knows, deep inside, he ain't nothing but a stone-cold coward. Come on.
What is this about Justine quitting? Where is she?
She's gone.
I don't understand. She just came all the way down to the hospital to give me a speech about not giving up.
You're the reason why she could leave. She knew there'd be somebody like you around to keep up the fight.
I don't know if I'm gonna be here.
Hey, wait a minute. Listen to me. People count on you. If you can make it through a day like today, then you will survive, and you will do good. And that's all any of us can hope for by the end of the day. So we did some good.
Eddie? What are you doing? Why didn't you answer any of my pages? Oh, Eddie. What happened?
I had a talk with Ford.
Oh, let me see. Let me see.
No. You should see him.
I'm so sorry. You didn't have to prove anything. What I was talking about before...
Let's just not talk about it, okay?
You need some rice.
Hello, Mrs. Downey. Do you remember me? I'm Veronica Gilbert. I'm a public defender, and I'm here to represent you.
Tonight, the heavenly Elton John, Martin Mull, and Dave checks up on the U.S. government.
Hello, you've reached the Pentagon.
Okay.
Stay right where you are for Dave, Elton John, Martin Mull, and more. A whole lot of shaking tonight on The Late